Okay. The next poet is Janice Sullivan. Janice is a friend of mine, and she's a founding member of Greenwood County Diversity. She was born in 96 and she's lived all her life in Greenwood County. She started writing poetry in the late 1970s as a way to cope with a difficult time in her life. Janice has been writing poetry ever since, and her poems have been published in several anthologies. I invite Janice to come on now and start reading The Duty of the Oak, The Way of the Storm.
We can't hear her.
Janice, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. The duty of the oak, the way of the storm. Near the churchyard entrance, an expansive old oak tree stands, as if on duty, forever rooted in the armor of its hard, scaly trunk, while acorns in woody caps peer from among the moss-green round-lobed leaves of tall, crooked branches, craning every which way, watching over the church and grounds like a sentinel. And along comes Irma, a deceptive warm mist turning into windy drizzle, then a heavy whipping downpour that pelts the oak and flings its leaves and acorns to the ground. For days she drenches the church, rains rivers in the yard, and soaks the sentinel till limbs split away. When comes another cloudburst upon the wounded oak, Irma slits it like a piece of kindling. Half the tree lays in the churchyard. The half near the road still stands, yet the ever-watchful oak gets no reprieve. The sustained onslaught turns the ground into ooze, unearthing its roots, terminating the sentinel's churchyard duty.
Next poem is The Dread of Driving at Night in the Rain.
The dread of driving at night in the rain, peering ahead into the night, shoulders hunched, hands at 11 and 1 o'clock clutch the steering wheel. I hold my breath as the relentless headlights from oncoming traffic cause rain to splash the windshield with the cruel glister of 1,000 crystals. I fix my eyes on the yellow lines and wet reflectors down the center of the road. The golden glow guides me through the gloom and glare as I inch the car forward around curves and turns. Yet it veers often to the shoulder of the road where tires meet the uneven grooves which cause that sound and those vibrations like drilling into concrete to jolt me back into my lane. When finally traffic thins, my high beams cut through the darkness and rain, better revealing the way. Hands loosen on the steering wheel. I exhale. At last, a glistening sign up ahead lets me know I am on the right road.
Thank you, Janice. I think most of us ladies here will have an understanding of this dread of driving at night, especially the older ladies.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyone who would like to comment or question Janice about her poems or her poetry, you can raise your hand and I will acknowledge you. Raise your virtual hand, that is. I can't see everybody. I can just see the list. Anyone?
Janice, I liked it when you said rains rivers. Somehow that phrase right there just sort of encapsulated about what rain can do.
Yes, it's amazing what water can do in quantities, large quantities. I felt bad for the tree. Yeah.
I have a question. Did you write this after Irma, or did you just think of that as one of the hurricanes that you had experienced?
I traveled this road where I saw the tree after Irma came through. She was what do you call it, a tropical storm by the time she got to us, but still she brought that tree down. Yes. And I was just imagining how that could have happened. And it, you know, it doesn't happen all at once. It's a gradual thing. So yeah, I put it together thinking along those lines.
Okay. I see Beth's hand up. Beth?
Yeah, Janice, I just love your descriptive language in both of those poems because I felt like I could really see the tree. And then on the driving in the rain at night, it just, I mean, I could feel like I was in the car with you, especially when you go out, the tire goes off and hits those ridges. And I know exactly what noise and feel you're experiencing, but your language is very, it's just, it really, you don't have to have pictures or anything to imagine it. So thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. I remember the first time I hit. Go ahead. Who's that?
Joseph.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Janice, your poem about the tree was most expressive.
Go ahead. Who's that? I thought there was someone else speaking, but it looks like we could go ahead now. I don't see any more hands up. So let us move on to this Maya Angelou quote is going to be read again by our friend Clarissa.
If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. The wise lady.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm going to try to share this after the meeting. There's a wonderful interview that she did with Dave Chappelle, and they talked about all kinds of things. And yeah, so one of the things was courage and wisdom. And there's going to be a quote later on from her that is from that interview.
Nikki?
Yes, Charlotte.
I would like to say, if some of you may have heard Maya Angelou when she spoke here in Greenwood, it had to have been in the early 1980s. And she was invited by Lander to speak, and it was in the old auditorium in Old Main. So it was a long time ago. But that was when I Know Why the Cage Birds Sing was really at the height of its popularity. And she just, it was unbelievable how she related to the audience when she would move across that stage. And I feel very fortunate to have actually heard her in person.
I was there also, Charlotte. I took my senior high school senior students from Cambridge Academy, and we went to hear her, and my students were not that familiar with her, but they were blown away by her, as was I. Oh, she was just wonderful. And I'm thinking it's more in the late 70s.
Well, it could have been, because we came to Greenwood in, I think, 72, and right. I wasn't working at Lander yet, so it was probably late 70s.
Yeah.
And I remember that one poem she did, and I don't know if she recites it now, because it seems like it would be a little, people might be uncomfortable, or she might be uncomfortable, when she said, "Oh, to be black on a Saturday night." And that was one of her poems. And it just, she had such vibrancy about it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for those memories, Charlotte. And I think that was that?
Clarissa,
yes. Okay, here's another photograph. It's not the full photograph. I really want you to go to the exhibition so you can see it. I think she titled it something like Protector or Protection. And the woman on the right, she's got her muscle flex and she's got some good muscle there and she's showing her muscle and protecting her husband. So I really think that this is an interesting image. Here we